Hey everyone, it's Friday and I'm recording this YouTube video on the eve of the day you're going to receive it, but I thought it was really timely because today on Fridays I do virtual consults, and virtual consults have been such a part of my weekly life since COVID has hit us, and I want to share with you some of the things that I really love about it and how it benefits everyone involved and just sort of how we do it. So if you want to hear more about that, then let's get started. Cheers. All right, so as I mentioned, today is Friday. Now, Fridays, I'm not always in the clinic. I am some Fridays because of sheer necessity. But this Friday was nice. I made sure I didn't have any patients booked per se, but I said, you know what, book my virtual consults because in the mornings I'm fresh. I really love meeting our patients for the first time, and I love seeing if I can connect with someone and help someone in some way. So I had 3 virtual consults this morning, and they were all different. These women all had different things that they wanted for their smile and different stories, of course. And it's really nice to be able to spend that time with them through a Zoom call or a FaceTime, video chat, and really get to know them. And for their perspective, it's from the comfort of their home. From my perspective today, anyway, it was from the comfort of my home. And so I just thought, let's just share that with people and tell them more about why I love it. And if you're a dentist or you're a potential patient, I think you'd like to hear, hopefully, what's involved and how we do that in our clinic. Now, what I want to say first is that, a big question is how did we do this in our clinic and why? Well, first of all, that COVID forced us to not be able to bring patients in as readily or as steadily or as in such quantities or numbers of patients that we were seeing before. And I had to have a way to connect with my patients. I didn't want my business to slow down. Yes, we're having reduced numbers while in the clinic, but I didn't want, the work to stop. I wanted to be able to still be able to plan and get people interested and excited about, having their smile done. So the first thing we did was, say, well, how can we do these virtual consults? What are we going to do to set this up? And it's always easy for patients if they see something that they can click on, that they can set something up while it's on their mind. So the first thing we did is we created a link that you would click on that would take you to a place where you can enter your information, including some photos of yourself and just some information about what's really concerning you. That allows me to, kind of mull over things before I even meet you. Sometimes, or in the past, when I had a new patient experience or a new patient consult with a patient in the clinic, I really had no idea what I was walking into. So I didn't have time to prepare. I didn't have time to think about my response. And yes, I can do that on the fly, but it's so much nicer. One of the nice benefits, I think, is that, the patient gets to really think out what it is they want, and I get to really think about what it is I can do for them based on that and the photos that they send me. Once the photos, they click on the link and then the photos are uploaded along with the chief complaint, then I will get a notification saying, this patient would like to meet you. These are the concerns. Now, what happens there? One of the things that happens is we've made it very convenient for our patients to actually book themselves in a virtual appointment without having to talk to an operator, without having to talk to a receptionist. They'll get like a pop-up which says what times I'm available or what times are still remaining that are available, and they pick the time that suits them. Again, it's all about convenience. It's all about the patient experience, customizing the experience, and allowing the patient to say, look, oh wow, I can see her this time or that time, choosing that time, and then it's convenient for both of us because I've obviously agreed ahead of time as to what appointment times I would be willing to see patients. And on Fridays, I start seeing patients for virtual consults from 10 in the morning to usually around 11:30 is my latest appointment. And often I'll have 3 or 4 virtual consults booked on a Friday morning. So I give myself time, about a half an hour between each appointment. Although what I find in most cases, it really only takes 15 to 20 minutes to really, have the time with the patient. The patient feels great at the end. And the most time it usually takes is about 20 minutes. So I'm investing about 20 minutes of my time. Then I have about 10 minutes after to write the notes, to communicate with my team at the receptionist, in the clinic, and say, look, this is what this patient would like to do. Please book them for this. And what I say to the patient is, Caitlin or Suzanne, they're gonna call you within the next hour or within the next, within the day, which is awesome because it's on their mind. And they're gonna set something up for you exactly how I said or how I explained it would be. So the patient has a good idea of what to expect. They know I've listened to their concerns, and it's certainly now all put into motion, but very succinctly, very simply, and the patient can just say, okay, that's done. I can cross that off my list. It's not hanging over anybody's head, and we haven't dropped the ball. We've made sure we brought that patient in a timely manner. So usually these appointments, of course, you'll get in within, try to make them not too far in advance, but right now we're booking in within 1 to 2 weeks for that initial, what we call records appointment. I'll explain to them, I'll listen to the concerns, of course, and then I'll explain, they either need, usually it's 1 or 2 or 3 things. So if they've never been a patient in our clinic before, we're going to have to, do some documentation. So often if it's just a very specific problem, 1, 2, it's not going to be a digital smile design appointment. It's not going to be an appointment where I need to take a CBCT scan or things like that. But often, I find patients have, more than one thing that they need and more than one concern, or it has to do with their smile, it has to do with, some things that have been going on for a very long time. What I find about the virtual consults is 2 incredible things that has really transformed my practice and transformed, just my ideas of how patients should really enter the clinic. And the first is the feedback that I get. I find patients are extremely happy, they feel comfortable, especially patients that might have anxiety. They may be really nervous, and this is a way to really get to meet them in their own home, and they don't have to feel intimidated. I'm not right in their face. They may be really embarrassed about their smile. It's just nice to break down those barriers to help them know, what I'm all about, and to make them feel comfortable before they ever enter my clinic. The other thing is the greatest thing I see, I guess, from my perspective, is not just to get to meet them, and know who's coming in, who's on the schedule, but it's just that whole idea of knowing exactly what to book them for, so that we have the proper amount of time booked, and we have the proper type team member booked in order to take care of them in the way that we promise and the way that we need to in order to get them to their smile goals and their, in their whole smile journey. So it's just been an incredible win-win all the way around, from, my experience to the team members' experience. They know what's happening. They know I've already met the patient. If I'm really busy, at least they've already got a chance to spend time with me. And then the patient as well, has a familiar face when they come in the clinic. So, if dentists could do more virtual consults and really meet patients where they're at, and literally physically meet them where they're at, which is kind of out of the comfort of their home, then I think it's going to help change dentistry and help make us, be perceived as a little bit more approachable, a little bit more caring, and just focused attention. When we're in the clinic, sometimes we're just meeting someone. There's a lot of things going on around us, but this way I get to meet the patient and I'm really just focused on them. I've had a chance to review their pictures beforehand, and I really get to kind of dive deeper in a way that's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more personal. So that's what I really love about the virtual consults. I hope you get to experience that either as a dentist or maybe as a patient someday, but it's certainly been a game changer. And as crazy as COVID has made this world, it's certainly made my approach to getting to meet new patients better. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that helped. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. That means so much to me. I appreciate greatly. Definitely like this video if you did enjoy it, and leave me a comment below, because I love to hear from you what you thought of it, whether or not you're doing this, whether or not you'd like to even set something up. If you'd like to set up a virtual consult with me, you can do so through my website, through smilesbybound.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Dr. Peggy Bound, and there's a link in my bio to connect with me there. So any way I get to meet you, thank you. I'm sure I will at some point, and have a wonderful day. Bye.